Good afternoon. So, in discussing how the current status of literature is in regards to the lower extremity injury risk factors, what really has surprised me is that literature hasn't really changed over time. We've had some increases in knowledge and changes in athlete performance, but at the same time, we haven't seen any difference in real difference in the injury risk or injury rates. So that surprised me the most, and that the literature seemed to discuss intrinsic and extrinsic factors and get more in depth about that, and our research has really seen more in the intrinsic side, but no changes have really been made. As to how that model will affect my daily practice, I hope to use it to more in-depthly evaluate pre-participation with my patients or my athletes, and looking at different movement screens to identify those risk factors that they talked about within the model that are more related to intrinsic, whether it be gender or history, injury history, and such. I also think this could help me develop a prescription for changing their movement patterns. So whether it be like some kind of protective device or prevention program, I hope that pre-screen will help me to develop that down the road. I also think it'll help me have more in-depth documentation by using that model to more descriptively write down how the injury occurred, whether it be the surface or how the mechanism of injury happened. Could really help to track injuries down the road and see what is occurring the most. And to start today, I intend on implementing more of a consistent screening tool, and that continue to work towards like lower extremity neutrality. So whether that is a better foot pattern for athletes by giving them exercises or shoe inserts, and just creating that big data tracking system of the time of injury and what surface and how they're getting injured.